Hello YouTube, and in this video we're going to be doing a review video on city planning and urban landscaping. We'll be also talking about several of the subjects that we've researched within the past few years while I've been playing this single player map. Just to start this off, I've basically created a non-nomadic approach to the Minecraft game, where instead of going from hill to hill or from swamp to desert, I've basically developed my own city here with all these villagers so that I can develop trade to get magical items. So let me show you some of the latest techniques that I've built, and then we'll take a quick tour of the city. Here we go. So basically there are several things in the city planning that you need to develop. The first one is plenty of lighting, as well as city walls to keep all the monsters out, so that yourself and your villagers can be safe. Once you've developed that safeness, you can develop other things to grow your city. Food being the first one, as well as resources like wood, stone, and that kind of things. Once you develop that, you develop more advanced resources, redstone being one of them, and then you can develop projects within the cityscape. Some of the biggest projects that I've developed here would be the monster spawner that's in the middle of the city underground. There's several YouTube videos about that, but basically it's a stationary project where if you're within the vicinity, it will spawn monsters and then it will drop to its death and bring you resources. The second big through is right in the center of the city. That's where I have my beacons. Those beacons provide you with abilities, jump boost, speed, resistance, haste, all within a 50 meter distance. So that's very important if you want to jump above fences, or if you want to have a good time building your buildings quickly for the residential areas. So with that, you try to develop other markets or businesses so that you can trade emeralds with your villagers. One of the biggest ones I've developed was the sugarcane farming off in the distance. The food over there is also very important, but with those things you have to trade with the correct villagers. So let me show you some of the interior of the city here, since I've been doing some remodeling. And then what we're going to talk about later on in the city is congestion. Congestion of your villagers and congestion of working environment. So the biggest thing to worry about is where are these villages going. At night they go inside into a building. So they tend to flock together, meaning they congest in certain buildings. So I've developed a way to spread them out using this water path. So you just put in a bunch of wooden trap doors, I believe they're called. Trap plates, sorry. Pressure plates. There we go. So that directs the water as well as the villagers to other portions of the city. This is very important because with the congestion, the villagers can actually suffocate when there's too many of them together. So right now in this building here, they're relatively congested, but inside it's not too bad since we did open this up for. This is still pretty bad, and I can't see it. I think. Here we go. So this is relatively a congested building. Basically, you have a to make this water concept work, you have a high concentration of the villagers at one part of the village. That should be over here since I fenced them off. And then from that congested area, they will, through diffusion or osmosis, whatever you want to think about it, they will spread out to the other parts of the city. So over here we have a small plaza, as well as a spawn, actually a golem trap. Doesn't really trap them as much as kill them. It's barely tall enough to not hit any of the villagers, even if you are hopping on this. This won't kill you. It will only kill the iron golems. And then it'll drop the goods off over here. But basically, with the villagers moving about the city, this will take them to different points, and it will increase your population cap very easily. So this was one of the areas where they still don't go to often, but during the daytime this will become more crowded. So just to recap, I did mention the monster spawners here. Basically we have a bunch of droppers set up to redstone circuit down below, where the monsters do drop to the death. Let's see if I got access to one nearby. Kind of buried all across the city. So this was the redstone contraption I talked about underneath the base, where the monsters would fall to the death from up above, and then onto the hoppers down here. You can't see it up there, but there's actually several levels where you have a death chambers right above. So once they fall to the death, you put the redstone circuitry onto these droppers, and then it will go all the way to the top. Okay, so now it's daytime, so the villagers will come outside the buildings. You still do have to worry about zombie sieges, even in the nighttime. But other than that, there's not much that you do have to worry about. So, like most of the structures here, your basic door, we're 5 spaces out from that. If it's sky, it'll be counted as 1/3 of a villager. That's a lot of villagers out in the daytime. But basically, when it comes to building your village, there's several architectural choices you can take, but basically the more doors you have, the better it is. And then you can build down, you can build up, whatever you like. But basically, however you want to spend your time here, it's up to you. When it comes down to it, you're basically trading at the end of the day. And you do get very good magic items. The second place to get good magic items would be to go to the end. I've mentioned you can use the Elytra and then the rocket power to build, basically from pirate ship to pirate ship. But this is much safer here. Okay, I believe that's it. Of course, with this game mode, I'll be taking a look at the latest updates to see what else I can add to my city environment. but just as a reminder, these water streets does make it easier for you to manage your villagers so that they don't congest at one point all the time. But yeah, I believe that's it. And thank you for watching, guys.